Could the city be in for a second water source now that we're going into the drought? Good evening and welcome to Give Me a Break. I'm Jonathan Carmody. Corpus Christi could be in for a second water source, but in Nueces County, we're still under water restrictions. So could that second water source really help out lower the restrictions? Here's Stephanie Molina.
In May of 2023, the city of Robstown signed a 25-year contract with Avena Clean Hydrogen, which guarantees 5.5 million gallons of water daily and gives them the option to increase the amount of water they use. The water district is asking to buy land owned by the city to build groundwater wells, which is raising questions with some residents.
The issue is the mayor's knowledge of incoming industries and their water needs also has the power to approve the sale of land to Water District Number 3, who also sits on the same board, and then they supply the water to the same industries they both help bring to our community.
The water district says the city of Robstown needs to start planning for future water in case the city of Corpus Christi were to shut off Lake Corpus Christi.
We get our water from the Nueces River. It comes from Lake Corpus Christi, it goes down, and that's where we pull our water from. So we just started looking around, looking for secondary sources.
Lake Corpus Christi is at just 22.1% of capacity as of Monday afternoon. However, some council members were frustrated that they didn't have information on this proposal included in the materials provided ahead of last week's meeting.
There is no communication. We don't know what's going on until boom, it's on TV or we get called.
Other council members worried what the land could be used for and who could benefit from the water.
My concern is that once the water is in the water district's name, then you can turn around and sell it at any point to any industry that's coming in.
District number 3 assures the council they only need 30 to 35 acres to build a well that will hopefully produce 2 million gallons of water daily.
Also do send water out in order to the river acres water supply. We can supply them with water, but again, it's all residential. 2 million gallons cannot supply industry.
Robstown's contract with Avena grants the company superior rights to the water supply over other customers, with 4.5 million gallons of potable water and 1 million gallons of raw water by March of 2027. The Robstown City Council all agree in this new agreement with the water district. The city should come first.
The citizens of Robstown knew that if we were to sell the property, it was gonna be only for the citizens of Robstown, not the refineries for the ammonia plant.
According to Mayor P.D. Martinez, there is no contract or legal document between the city of Robstown and District 3 regarding the purchase of this land.
There's too many unknowns. There's too many unknowns, and until we can get something like it's gotta be concrete and writing, and it's gotta be, solid, because and it's got like the attorney just mentioned. I really think leasing would be the optimum.
Questions remain about how the district will balance residential needs against industrial contracts. The next city council meeting will be May 21st. From Robstown, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Stephanie Molina, for 6 News.
So on May 21st, we'll know. We'll know about what happens next. Now we're about to meet a 12-year-old who's raising money to attend a Michigan musical.
What Puerto Rico?
Here's Aaron Holly.
You're the Ashland, a small town girl with big dreams. Lights, camera, action.
I've liked doing singing and dancing my whole life, but I really got into it when I was in 3rd grade.
From The Little Mermaid to A Christmas Carol, Ashland Wooldridge has a lot of experience in musical theater.
I'm 12 years old and I'm in 6th grade.
And this 12-year-old is headed up north to Michigan for the summer.
So we took the time and money to practice and I got in. It's a really good, prestigious 3-week camp.
That's why she's asking for your help to raise enough money for her tuition to get there.
Even if you don't buy lemonade, if you could please just donate $5, that would help and mean so much to us.
Ashland said that every dollar counts to help her follow her dream more than 1,500 miles away to Interlochen, Michigan.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
An actor.
Ashland said she has her sights set on Broadway. and the musical apple doesn't fall far from the trade.
So I am a singer-songwriter, have been for about 32 years now.
Keep a candle lit for you.
I've known since she was about 2 years old that this girl had an unnatural, really good vocal set, and so just really excited for her.
What would you say to someone who's your age who might be nervous about following their dreams?
Don't give up. I was also nervous. Whenever you do that audition, it is the most terrifying thing, but when you nail it, it is the most amazing thing because you know you're going to do great. Now you know.
Ashlyn Woodridge leaves for theater camp in Michigan in June. Click on to ChrisTV.com to find out how you can support her in her journey. In Port Aransas, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Erin Holly, Chris 6 News.
She and I can relate. She and I can really relate. This person want to meet this guy? It'd be a first. It'd be a first for me at the intersection of Waldron and SPID. But that'll be a whole different story. Speaking of a different story, would you ever imagine as a student being expelled for not living in the district, but as a superintendent, you making the exception because you told them to cover it up? Next, the superintendent we told you about is being investigated by the board because of her not living in the district. Why? Stay with us to find out. As a student, if you go to school in CCISD, you go where yours. If you're going to school in Texas, in every city, you go where you're zoned in every city. If you're at CCISD in the South Side, you go to CCISD on the South Side. But if you're in Fire Bluff, it's easy. You're zoned in Fire Bluff. But could you ever imagine being zoned in Fire Bluff because you want to go CCISD? Then they find out that you cannot do that because we're going to expel you. That may be on students, but for the superintendent, which you'll meet, we've talked about this before. On her contract. Now the community of Baltimore are saying that the contract needs to be taken a second look at because of what she's doing. What is she doing? Well, she's working for the Baltimore City School Board when she's not living in Baltimore County. What you're about to hear is always sweeping under the carpet. Here's Chris Papps.
Baltimore County Public Schools makes it clear on the district's website, proof of residency in the county is required to be a student. Similar standards are also in place for Baltimore County's Board of Education members. But what about the superintendent?
Before I took this position,
Where Dr. Miriam Rogers lives has become an issue for district leaders, an issue that was heavily discussed at this recent board meeting.
The board met in closed session this evening to discuss the findings in the April 1st report.
The Maryland Inspector General for Education, earlier this month, issued a report that found Dr. Rogers appears to have violated her contract by not living in Baltimore County within the first year of starting the job. The OIGE report explains during the investigation, BCPS's top lawyer provided an address in Baltimore County where Rogers was presumed to be residing. But the OIGE said it appears Dr. Rogers was not an occupant of that address. Her name was not on the lease, nor was she paying the utilities. Despite that, Board Chair Jane Lichter defended the superintendent.
The contract does not require her to live alone, to have her name on a lease, or to reside at the location every single day. It simply requires that she maintains residency in Baltimore County, which she has done.
It's really upsetting.
Megan Weber is a Baltimore County parent of 3 children who attend BCPS.
The board absolutely should have done more. I feel like they brushed it under the rug.
Days after the board chair made those comments,
just popping in with a friendly residency reminder,
Weber was stunned when she saw this BCPS Facebook post concerning student residency requirements.
You need to verify your home address before the school year starts.
We have just gone through this investigation, and then they post a video telling parents how to prove residency verification. It was in very poor taste.
For a family to have their child enrolled as a student in Baltimore County Public Schools, multiple proof of residency documents are required, including proof of address, proof of parents' identity, and 3 pieces of recent mail or business documents showing your name and address.
We have to live there every day in order to be enrolled in the school that we want to be enrolled in. And it's real inequitable to see that the director of this organization doesn't even abide by those same rules.
How is the school system verifying Dr. Rogers lives in Towson as she claims to, if the same residency forms required of families are not required of the superintendent? Remember, BCPS investigates students for residency concerns.
If I don't live here, then where do I live? Where do I live? If I don't live here, then where do I live?
This is Kirsten Bailey.
I'm getting frustrated.
In 2019, Kirsten was removed from Halstead Academy in Baltimore County due to a residency dispute. A copy of the district's report, obtained at the time by Project Baltimore, showed BCPS sent investigators to Kirsten's home at least 5 times over 3 months, watching her family come and go. Investigators initially determined Kirsten was fraudulently enrolled at Halstead. 7 weeks later, after Project Baltimore obtained documents showing Kirsten does live at this address, the 4th grader was allowed to re-enroll.
I understand why they have the rules for residency, but if that's the rule, that should be the rule for everyone, especially the highest position in the county. I don't know why the board didn't choose to hold her to the same standards. I'm not happy about it, and I know a lot of other parents who aren't either.
Project Baltimore will continue to stay on this story. According to Dr. Rogers' contract, if she needed more time to move to Baltimore County, she needed written approval from the board. We have requested those documents. We'll keep you posted. I'm Chris Pabst, and this is Project Baltimore.
And we'll keep you posted as well. Everybody's saying, like, you have to go where you're zoned. That's exactly what it means. If you're zoned in Five Bluff, you're zoned in Five Bluff. If you're zoned in CCISD, you must attend a school where you're zoned. Before we get to the comments of the video, let me play you a clip from Stupid in America, which you've already seen. But there's a clip in there that I want to show you. Somewhere. This.
Lozano goes door to door to
Hey,
check
look.
kids really live where they say they live.
Is here? Yeah. Really? Oh, great! Nice to finally meet you. How long you guys been here?
Then Lozano says he still needs to look inside the house to make sure she really lives there.
I don't mean to embarrass you, so.
He sounds nice, but think about what he's doing. The school district police go into your daughter's bedroom. He even goes through drawers and closets if he has to.
Well, we have a computer, we have some 17 magazines, we have pictures of the student and her friends on the wall.
This girl passes.
I was looking for...
But the grandmother who listed this address is caught. People who answer the door say she doesn't live here.
She says that she lives here and that her grandson's going to live here with her. That's so they can go to school at Homestead High School.
Oh, I have to,
Yeah. Caught. She's definitely caught.
2 days later, I talked to the grandmother.
I was actually crying.
It's kind of...
It is creepy. If the state that inspector would even look at that and go, we ought to start doing that. But looking back at, but comparing this to this.
My cashback rewards help me save money on school supplies. But you know who really needs them?
And hearing something like this.
Name on a lease, or to reside at the location every single day.
Ended the superintendent.
The contract does not require her to live alone, to have her name on a lease, or to reside at the location every single day.
What? It sounds like they are defending themselves because they don't want anything to happen. That will only apply when they want to. I reported to the school my child lived in Baltimore County City and beat CPS sided with the mother. They wouldn't enroll my child because they were more interested in keeping the funding that came with my child. It's about the kids, just the superintendent. It's a joke. I've watched city students walk and get dropped off to catch a county school bus for 40 years. The superintendent's exempt, but like Chris said, yeah, if she needed more time, then she would have to request it from the board.
Looks like the microphone can't be used right now. Try again later.
So that leads you to believe that, something had to be done. Coming up, a body cam footage you don't want to miss. It involves the father getting arrested and the daughter getting arrested for bringing drugs on campus. And even a mom who was told by police she was trespassed for one reason, because of assault and battery. Stay with us. Welcome back. Time for body cam break, and this one is filled with drama unlike any other. I watched this one, and believe me, it turned into not just the Jerry Springer show, not just like the Jerry Springer show, but it turned to an all-out brawl like the WWE. Last year, a student brought drugs into school. The daughter was arrested. The dad was going all angry while the mom defended the child. This was all caught on body cam break from two different angles. You'll see both those angles tonight. And you can judge for yourself who was in the wrong here. Take a look.
In April 2024, a bustling high school in Punta Gorda, Florida, became the center of a high-stakes drama that had everyone talking. Law enforcement officials were summoned to the scene after a bus driver raised the alarm about a student caught red-handed using a THC vape pen during the ride to school. The situation escalated as officers arrived just in time to witness the intensity unfold between the student, her parents, and school administrators at the school's exit. Tension hung in the air as the officer attempted to detain the student's father, making it a day that would not be forgotten anytime soon.
Dean's office.
They just went downstairs with their daughter. There was quite a disruption on campus.
All right, I'm in the hallway now. Walking out towards the front doors.
Catch up with them. Did you trespass that parent?
Absolutely. There, hold up! Police, hold up! I just got the FU for a trespass warning and an arrest. Could be arrested right now. We decided not to. Possession of drug power for them.
What drugs? What drugs? Nicotine? Nicotine?
THC.
Okay, well then shut the f up and arrest her. Do it! No! 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 If you can arrest her legally, do
Calm
it!
down.
I'm trying to calm down. I'm trying to leave. You f***ing stopped me!
You're being trespassed.
Don't talk to him. Don't talk to him.
Let me see some information.
Get off of me!
I need to see some information.
You don't need to see shit from me!
You're being trespassed. Hey, what happened?
Fighting one in there. Her husband.
Hey, stay with her. Her husband's fighting. Shut up. Yeah, buddy. Get your arm out. You knock it off.
What? You're gonna smash my...
I'm not smash nothing. You're acting like a child.
You chased me down the hallway.
I didn't chase you.
You child.
Oh, okay. Bring him to the front. Everything's still working out. Stand up. You breathing all right? Check your physical health now.
You give a now? Really? Now you give a You can still look for it. I thought I have it on me somewhere. I'm almost positive, dude. I swear to God, I'm not lying to you.
The mom was out of too.
I'm not. I'm trying to help him.
We're not gonna police guy. He's with ID. He's been compliant right now.
Now, I don't know if it fell out or not. I used it to show you guys to get in there.
Let's just, so somebody might have it.
We got a second part?
Yeah, the mom's causing a ruckus too.
She's outside with Cal.
She's out of control. She needs to be trespassed. I'm gonna go out with mom. And mom's out here too. Apparently she's a problem. Huh?
I was standing there when Billy grabbed her dad.
Huh?
The daughter, like, started swinging on Billy when he was
Which one's the daughter?
She's over by the car.
Okay.
Right now. Hey! Stay right over there. We're coming to talk to you next. He's inside. Who do you think he's inside with?
Don't do that.
Oh! No! Oh, yeah! Stop!
What's going on here? Oh, so that's it.
Easily compare hotels to find your perfect somewhere. Hotels.com.
You can see that the garbage can had a bag liner and some ropes on it. He's also spotted blood, so you clearly at this point knew you had
You messed with the wrong one, mother. No. What are you arresting me for? What are you arresting me for? You can hear me talking.
Watch your mouth.
What are you arresting me for? You can't arrest a minor without telling him what are you arresting him for. What are you arresting me for, bro?
Right now you're being detained because you're being under investigation, got it?
For what?
You're being under
investigation.
Shut your mouth.
All right.
For allegedly swinging on a police officer.
I was trying to get him off.
It's not your place.
It's my dad.
Okay. And now you're going to jail.
Whatsoever.
If you want to say that you care, will you adjust my left cuff?
Absolutely. Okay. I don't know where your ID is.
Okay, well, I apologize. I did have it on me. I didn't have it.
Ralph Allen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's work with that. All right, listen, well, make it personal. We're going to adjust your left cuff. Do not, please. Do not do anything stupid. Could you do me a favor, Officer Farley?
Yeah.
Adjust the left cuff.
What's your name? Ralph. Ralph, settle down. You're an awkward angle.
Take one of the handcuffs, that girl.
Why don't you just cooperate?
Why is it that I have to just do whatever you say just because you said it? I wasn't committing any crimes. I was trying to leave this building with my daughter so that this wouldn't happen. This wouldn't happen. That's why I wanted to leave the building. That's all I wanted to do.
Couldn't leave the building.
Why can't I leave the building?
Because she was under arrest.
Well, then you could have arrested her.
You interfered.
But yet I'm in handcuffs.
You interfered.
Okay. There's no sense in having a conversation.
No,
We don't agree.
no sense at all. We'll agree to disagree.
Yes, sir.
Transport. Okay. Hi, we're walking on this way. I'm sorry.
May I ask what's going to happen with my daughter?
Huh?
May I ask what's happening with my daughter? I was trying to leave with her.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I got no idea. On this one. Stay there for a second. So you have nothing? Okay. No hidden drugs or anything like that?
Woke up out of bed to come here for my daughter.
Huh?
I said I woke up out of bed to come here for my daughter. I don't have
I got you. So that's your name, then what's your date of birth? Gotcha. Alright, you can hop on it.
That's what I'm being arrested for?
I got no idea. He told me. From what it sounds like, it just possibly resisting or like obstruction, something like that. But again, I'm just a guy.
I got you.
I got no idea.
The daughter's trying to attack you?
I'd have to look at the thing again, but he did. I was trying to give him space so I could trespass.
Well, I'm gonna pull up the video.
Where'd you put my phone at?
Money.
Put it over here. Don't tell him what to do. Can you please put it over here? I'm asking nicely.
Oh, put it in the truck. Your last name?
Yeah.
Hey, we're under arrest.
I can see that.
We will go ahead and put you in the car. Looks like it might be that held over her.
Don't you?
No talking, and I need it no matter what the.
Aren't you, bro? Yes, I did. I'm not stupid. Go and search you for me? Got anything on your person, in your person? No. Because when you get to county, they're going to search you. I know. The answer's no. You can put you through a bar scanner. I just have to tell you, okay? Got any pockets on you? Coming across your front, all right? Do you have anything in your bra?
All good? Yes, sir. Thank you.
You should have that stuff in my trunk.
As of right now, Dad and daughter are going to jail.
Don't shoot the mother. She just got videotaping.
She's allowed videotape.
Yeah, I don't want it.
Well, we can't stop that, Angie.
Life is expensive. Tools don't have to be. That's why over 75.
Johnny, where you at? Where's your 1015? I see you.
First name is Robert Adam Lincoln, Paul Henry, last name is Adam Lincoln.
Okay,
and date of birth is 10/6/78,
I want trespass warrants right now.
trespass warrants.
Yeah, I've already requested that.
Apparently the daughter started hitting you? Yeah, I had to see the video again. Well, she's gonna go for back, we know that. And then I said, listen, what the hell what was happening? I got to him about right there where Dave is. I said, hey, where you guys going? I said, I'm in the middle of a criminal investigation with her. Your daughter. For what? Arrest her now, motherfucker.
He's discussing this all.
I said, I gotta calm down. This is a school system. I said, I need to, both of you will be trespassed from the school. I need information on both of you. Fuck you, man. Fuck you, motherfucker. And I said, wait, sir. And then that was it. Once I went like, okay.
Well, I pushed her away and had her down the hallway and she came back through again. So, I mean,
But the girl was actually like punching the door.
I jumped on him. I don't know if she got landed a punch or if
Well, did she grab it?
she went at it.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, mom and daughter are going to jail. We'll trespass mom and dad. All right, we can go work this out. I got his key info, yeah.
Mom also, he said give him to the mom. She wants to tell her to leave.
Well, she needs to be trespassed anyway. I mean, at this point, I'll just verbally tell her she's trespassed and get her out of here. She's, yeah, hey. Sorry.
Because of all of this, it's dangerous.
Well, you want to know what?
You are officially trespassed from Charlotte High for
Thank
1 year. If you return for any reason, you are going to be under arrest.
Thank you.
You understand that?
Thank you.
Would you like to wait off campus for your trespass?
For what trespass?
I'm going to issue you a paper trespass. Would you like to wait off
Is that
campus?
how that works?
Would you like to wait? Yeah, we want you off campus.
Okay.
So, would you like to wait off campus, or would you like to just go ahead and go with a verbal trespass?
A verbal is fine. I'm not
What's that?
stupid.
I didn't say you were stupid. I'm asking you a simple question. You haven't answered it. Would you like to leave now, or would you like to go off campus?
Now.
Okay. Have a good day, ma'am.
So the daughter was charged. The daughter and the father both were charged for assault on a police officer and resisting arrest in Florida. That could leave them going to jail time. But this was all over vape in a school bus. It was a great thing the bus driver reported it. Now, how did he now report what the... Now, it is the duty of the bus driver to report stuff like this. If there's drugs on the bus driver has the authority to report it. If not, if they let them get away with it, then it's like, okay, we don't care. The thing that people need to understand here is this. Drugs are bad. That's why drugs are not allowed in school. People think like, oh, drugs are good. It's not good to be bringing any drugs to school, period. It's going to get you into a lot of trouble. Not only can it lead to you getting in trouble, it can lead you going to jail. And even if you were to resist arrest, that's double charges. That's another assault charge. Assault on a police officer and resisting arrest, 3 charges. If you were convicted guilty, the child could be going to juvie or CPS, and the father can wind up in jail. Now the mom, on the other hand, she was trespassed because of all of this. She was videotaping, and he was all like getting all aggressive. We're gonna look back in the comment section for the video.
Clearly, it's about going beyond.
This got over 200,000 views. Such a family still do stuff together even when the kids get older. This is the family that when they move, the neighborhood throws a block party. Given the way she was raised, this was probably the first of many trips to jail for the daughter. The family that jails together, bails together. Like father, like daughter. She'll have a criminal record for the rest of her life. This won't be her last arrest. Nice people. I'm sure the school feels blessed to have them as a part of the school community. As soon as the girl answers bro to her mom, I learned everything about the father I needed. I swear, when I did something wrong, I was more afraid of facing my dad than any cop or teacher. You best believe that. I'm not stupid while being arrested for being stupid. Things should have surely changed. When I was a kid, caught doing dumb stuff, I always got more in trouble from my parents than the authorities. You don't fed the wrong person. I love how Donna says, you don't fed the wrong person. And she was arrested and thrown in cuffs. You showed them. That's debatable. The stupidest thing ever that you could do is bring drugs to school, which is against school policy. Not only that, the police could get involved, and you'd be found guilty for bringing drugs on campus. The bottom line here is this. Drugs are bad. Don't ever bring them on campus. Next, this middle school principal gets the surprise of a lifetime when she calls the police. Welcome back to Give Me a Break. Ridgeview Middle School. Does that school look familiar? Well, if you were the principal not allowing the police to do their fucking jobs, that'd be the school that you were familiar with. The next Bodycam footage, which you're going to see, involves a principal telling the police officer not to do their job. It was because of a school threat. Like we talked about, if a student makes a post online and makes a school threat, people have the right to send in tips to an officer of the law that they're going to investigate. But this probably wasn't investigated because of the fact that, you know, the principal told the police, hey, don't do your jobs. So what does the body cam footage say? Take a look.
What?
You have to wait till you come in, sir.
I'm here on official police business.
I get that. I just radio for the safety security. You have to wait for him to come in here to pick you up. Okay? Okay. Thank you.
Well,
I'm just saying, that I'm just going by the rules that I've been instructed. This radio,
I thought
to get you.
Has your union, teachers union, and the lawyers spoke with you? Huh? Have they spoke with you?
No.
We're here on official police business.
I get that. But safety security is on their way to come and get you.
Okay, we have authority over safety and security. Do you understand that?
Well,
We're Columbus
I
Police.
have authority over my principal. You do not come over my principal to me. So she tells me for you guys to wait. You're not the first one to go through this. And I'm not trying to be combative, but he told me to let you know. Let him know when you got here. He's going to let you know. And I just radioed him. He's coming to get you. Okay?
Okay, well.
I'm just telling you what I go through.
Okay, but did the union and the lawyers speak with? Did they speak with you?
I'm not.
They have not.
And I'm not in the teachers union, so I'm not able to speak with them.
Okay, well, when we're here on official police business, we are over safety and security.
I will talk to legal about that in just a second. I will email them and ask them.
I will call. This is ridiculous. We are here in official capacity. Well,
so I'm just going by what I know that I've been told by my principal.
So if a teacher's being beat up, I have to ask you to let me through the door. Is that what you're saying?
No, I need Mr. Howell in my office ASAP, please.
So if a teacher's getting beat up, I have to go through you to get to that teacher. That's what you're saying.
You know, at this point in the video, I think it's important to point out that the way this school is treating these police officers is not the norm for Columbus City Schools. I was a police officer in the city of Columbus for 14 years, and for the last several years, I was on first shift. I've responded to calls at schools hundreds, if not thousands of times, multiple times in a single week, sometimes multiple times in a single day. And I've never been treated like this by anybody at Columbus City Schools. This particular incident is, in my opinion, isolated to this school with this principal and the culture that she's created there. Usually when we walk into the building, they buzz us in and they say, hey, go down the hall to the left, it's room 114, or something like that. This kind of treatment is not the norm.
So, yeah, so if they have an emergency here, she has to decide if it's a big enough emergency.
Are you taking them out that way? Are you taking them out? What's going on?
I'll come in the conference room for right now.
Home warranty.
Okay.
On an American home shield warranty. It can protect you.
I was trying to explain to her that the Columbus police she said we have to wait for safety and security. Columbus police are over safety and security. If there's an emergency here, I don't need to explain to her, I need to get in here and get in here now instead of go through this. What?
Not according to the district rules that they give us.
Now,
There's an active shooter, we have to
so if you have a shooting, she's going to sit here and determine to let us in. That's not acceptable. This is not acceptable at all. This is not acceptable.
I'll let Mr. O'Connor.
Okay. We are here on Columbus Police official business. I am in uniform. You have two cruisers up front. She has to wait for safety and security, so let me in through this door. If a teacher is in the process of getting beat up or we have an active shooter, I'm not gonna stand here at the door and argue with her. Okay, I'm telling you. Columbus police are up here, safety and security is up here. I shouldn't have to wait to get through this door when I'm called to the school. I am here on official police business. Yes, ma'am.
We called you, so.
Yes, ma'am. So
I just
should.
heard a lot of, well, can you step back over here? I just heard a lot of
Okay.
chaos. I was in a meeting, so I know, Mr. Howe, come on back over here, please. The door, please.
So, what I'm gonna do is get back a hold of with the teachers union. I'm gonna get a hold of legal
What
because
does the teachers union have to do with this?
because it seems like they're some of the only people that have pull. If we have an emergency at the school, I should not have I should not have to explain to this woman why I'm here. I don't come here for party time. I come here on official police business. This is a game we've been playing for years. This is a game we no longer want to play with you. You should be welcoming us. You called us. If you don't want me here, and if you want me to beg you to get through that door, don't call me.
Okay, well, I'm not really sure all that happened, but.
It's all on recorded on Bodycam.
Well, but I just came up here because I heard some noise going on. I heard my secretary having to argue or whatever was going on. What I do know is, and I want to make sure this is on camera too, we felt a lot of disrespect by some of the members of the Columbus Police Department, including yourself, sir. What just transpired here, I do not know, but we definitely did call you today.
How did we disrespect you?
Oh, at one point in time, one of your colleagues, and just even your demeanor right now, your demeanor is off. So we did call you.
Because I'm not into playing games.
Well, I'm not into playing games either, sir. So I'm not either. But we are going to follow the district protocols and so forth and so on. Today you were called because a scholar made this threat, which he said he was just playing. So Mr. Howe contacted you, and so now you are here. Ms. Nash was doing her job. I don't know if she knew you were coming or not. I don't know what transpired.
Okay, if she knows we're coming here for a reason, I should not have to beg and plead.
No, don't argue. Don't argue.
So Mr. Howe asked me, he said, when CPD gets here, let me know. And as soon as I saw them on the camera, I called for him and said, your guests have arrived. If there was a situation would have been warranted that it was immediate or whatever, I would have been told, like I'm the first point of contact. But that wasn't the case. The case was, when they get here, let me know. And that's what I did. But then I get combative because, oh, I need to go through, blah, blah, blah. That type of situation.
Well, then the other caveat, too, that we've been told from our district is that the police can't just go all over the building and do whatever you want to do. That has been established too. Now, if it was an active shooter, that's something totally different, but that's not what's going on right now. But there are rules and protocols.
So if a teacher's being assaulted.
So if a teacher's being assaulted, so there was a breakdown on that too, which Mr. Howell and I discussed as well. But the assault had already taken place. But nonetheless, the teachers called. So they were the ones who made the phone call, and then they had already given information over the phone as to the scholar. Now it gets back to me that allegedly I stopped information or whatever. Yes. That's not true, sir. You and I only talked once. When I came
out of my office provide door, that student's information.
You asked me, was he going to be suspended? I said I cannot share that information with you, and walked away. That was the only conversation you and I had on that day.
In the last 2 years, I know you have refused to provide student information.
We follow the district protocol.
But that's not your protocol.
Yeah,
are you to give me that student's information now?
It depends on what the situation is.
Are you to give it in an assault?
It depends on what the situation is.
If those teachers
not for me, the teachers are to give that. They were the ones who called.
You are the principal.
No, that's not how it works. They were the ones who called. You had the conversation with them.
All right, so this part of the conversation might be confusing to people if you don't understand the entire scope of what's going on. But the officer is accusing the principal of not cooperating with him when teachers at her school have been assaulted. The reason this is a very serious issue because in the state of Ohio, when a teacher is assaulted by a student on school grounds, that is actually a case of felonious assault. And this principal in the past has a history of refusing to cooperate with officers when they respond to a call about a teacher that was assaulted at her school. You heard her say, that's between you and the teacher. That's her business. Well, I'm sorry, but you are the principal of this school. When a teacher that works for you, that is your responsibility to keep them safe and secure, is assaulted by one of your students, who she refuses to call them students, she's calling them scholars in this video. But when a teacher is assaulted by one of your scholars, it is your responsibility as the principal of that school to cooperate with the police and give that teacher all of the support they need. But what the officer was just, arguing with the principal about is that she has a history of not even cooperating with the police in a case where a teacher is assaulted. That's why this is very alarming to this officer, also to me.
So they were the ones pressing the charges or the assault charges or whatever the case might be. That was not Natalie James or Ridgeview Middle School. They had that conversation with you. So that was over there. You and I only talked briefly when I stepped out of my office. So
you have constantly said refused information. Are you denying that?
I followed district protocol. And the only reason why I came out because there was something going on in the office and I stepped over here.
Okay, I will
because there's some arguing going on over here with my secretary. We have safety and security for a reason. I personally do not feel comfortable even speaking with you, to be quite honest, because of the way that, because I believe that you do not even have my safety in mind. So I'm just being very clear.
Okay, and as an administrator, can I give you my feeling? You, for some reason, you don't like the police, and you want to make things so difficult for us that we don't want to come to your school. And listen, I listened to you, did I not?
You did.
You are, and I don't know what in your life happened that you hate us so much that you don't want to cooperate. But the teachers union, and I've talked with them,
I'm gonna pause you because it's not going to be back and forth. I don't have any hate towards the police or anything like that. There are some who come over to Ridgeview who are just fine. But all of this and escalatedness and so forth and so on, I do not feel safe. I don't feel comfortable. But because I'm the building principal and I heard what was going on, then I came on.
You don't feel safe right now?
I do not.
Okay, well then why don't you go back to your office and hide and safety.
So Mr. Howe, did you provide him with the information?
I'm going to walk out. If you are going to come to a school like this, there's rules.
Oh no.
Can I go and give you...
Yeah, just give me the top half, and that's fine. I need name, date of birth, and his contact information. And that's what we have not been provided in the past, so that's actually a benefit for us today.
Because we were the ones who called the school. We called from our ends.
Well, you haven't been willing to do that before. So now, there has been some changes. There has been some changes. And you've been forced to give us some information that we've needed. You never have. This is a first for you. I'm impressed.
Can I have your badge?
It's Officer Connor badge 1300. I do not have to provide you with a card. It's Officer Connor badge 1300.
You write that down.
And we can play this for whoever you want. CONNER badge 1300, ma'am. And we can play this tape for the union and who else ever wants to see it at the school board. So I appreciate your time. Yeah. Larry's got to tear it off. He can't give me the bottom information.
No, that takes too much time.
Well, you're really supposed to write it down.
Do you want to write that down for us, ma'am? As the principal? You're the highest person. Why don't you give it to her and write it down for us?
Are we doing anything with this?
No, the students already been, sir, we already checked this file, look down, check this line, check Give me 1 second, we'll get the time.
You see what I mean? Something in her life has happened, and I don't know what, but She is absolutely the most uncooperative person that I've ever dealt with in a school system that wants the police. But if there's a situation here, we don't need to beg that to get through that door. This is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. It is ridiculously ridiculous indeed that this principal will be uncooperative with a school threat. It is under state law. When we come back, we'll take a close look at that law and what it legally means. Stay tuned. This law right here is section 29.03.13 of assault. Article 4 states, if the offense is committed by any part of the following circumstances, assault is a felony of the 5th degree. Paragraph D. The victim of the offense is a school teacher or administrator, the school bus operator, and the offense occurs in a school, on school premises, in a school building, on a school bus, or while the victim is outside of school premises or on a school bus, and is engaged in duties or official responsibilities associated with the victim's employment or position as a school teacher. That's the law. That's what's confusing.
Assaulted by a student on school grounds. That is actually a case of felonious assault. And this principal in the past has a history of refusing to cooperate with officers when they respond to a call about a teacher that was assaulted at her school. You heard her say, that's between you and the teacher. That's her business. Well, I'm sorry, but you are the principal of this school. When a teacher that works for you, that is your responsibility to keep them safe and secure, is assaulted by one of your students, who she refuses to call them students, she's calling them scholars in this video. But when a teacher is assaulted by one of your scholars, it is your responsibility as the principal of that school to cooperate with the police and give that teacher all of the support they need. But what the officer was just, arguing with the principal about is that she has a history of not even cooperating with the police in a case where a teacher is assaulted. That's why this is very alarming to this officer, also to me.
So they were.
So this principal right here, if I was in her shoes, I would cooperate with the investigation and not give the officers any crap. Cooperate. Follow district protocols. Follow school laws. Not federal law, not just the school federal laws, but the school laws by the state. The state of Ohio says the same thing, If you're a principal, you gotta support your teachers. The teacher wants to press charges on a child, then that's on them. That's something we can do when it comes to the report. But, it's just that simple. You don't ever do that. If you are a school principal, it is your duty to let the officer do his or her job. It's not your duty to be all like, hey, you can't be doing this, you can't be doing that. We're not going to provide you information. You have to provide the officer with the information. If there is a school threat, you know what? Let's bring in Sheriff Chitwood, because I think he...
Earthflow Automatic Composter converts food waste, manure, and other compostable waste into ready-to-cure compost in under 14 days. Learn more at compostingtechnology.com.
Good afternoon. Captain Todd Smith with us, who is oversees school security for the Sheriff's Office and partners with the school district. This is absolutely out of control, and it ends now. 54 and counting tips came into Fortified Florida last night, okay? That means investigators in the school district have been running around the clock to investigate these tips, which are all turning out to be false. So far, it's cost $21,000 to do these investigations. We have 2 in custody. We have an investigation looking at 1 other individual. So far this year, there have been 207 threats who have come in. We've arrested 7 people for written threats to kill. 1 student, if you remember, tried to bring a loaded firearm into a mainland football game. We've had 11 weapons on our campuses this year. So what we're going to start doing Monday is, since parents, you don't want to raise your kids, I'm going to start raising them. Every time we make an arrest, your kid's photo is going to be put out there. And if I can do it, I'm going to perp walk your kid so that everybody can see what your kid's up to. The second point of this is, if I can in any way find out that a parent knew what was going on and wasn't doing anything, your is getting perp walked with them. The purpose of Fortify Florida is to send in tips that we're going to investigate because you believe something is going to happen. To keep sending in these tips over and over and over again and think it's a big joke and nothing's going to happen to it, starting Monday, we're going to have a billboard, we're going to have a poster out. I'm going to show you every kid that's been arrested and where they go to school. And then from there on out, we're going to publicly shame them and their parents. So parents, do your job. Don't let Sheriff Chipwood raise your kids. This is absolutely ridiculous. Go talk to the families who have lost a loved one in a school shooting. These little knuckleheads think it's funny. Go talk to those parents and see how funny this is. It's not. We're going to come and get you. We're going to put you out for public embarrassment. And I know a set of parents right now that they're looking at $11,000 each because somebody's paying this bill.
It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. Now, if they didn't want to, now he gets a report from one school in Florida, like saying, well, they didn't want to cooperate with us, so we're going to publicly embarrass the teacher. Then that's on them to say the same thing here. But the thing you got to understand here is, you have to comply with if you are. Here's the thing: if you are a teacher or principal, it is your duty to let the officers do his or her job. If they feel like if the officers feel that you're not doing your job, or you're saying like, oh, this, that, and the third, then they got reason to take this to the union and say, well, this, that, and the third. So this doesn't need to be happening again. I do not want I don't want any people that are working for the district telling the officers, hey, we don't need you to come by anymore. It is under law. There's laws they got to follow. The police department has got to be notified and say, hey, there's a threat going on. And yet, there's a threat that's happening in our school. And they investigate this, and it turns out that one of the people was involved. They're going to be arrested and sent to prison. It's juveniles that are involved here. So the bottom line here is this: if you are a principal, get involved. If you're the building principal, let the police do their job. Let them do their job. If not, you're going to end up in a world of hurt. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Finally this evening, bullying has been in the news recently. And, I have been saying this every time. Last week we did a bullying segment that involved me talking about when an incident happened here in Flat Bluff where a girl got her shirt all bloody, which led to them not cleaning it up. And leading them to say, well, what's the school doing about it? Not a damn thing. Well, the family is demanding that a principal's resignation over racial bullying at an elementary school. Damn it, here we go again. The family of 11-year-old Kayla James, an African-American student at Frank E. Woodruff Elementary School in Bellflower, California, has raised serious concerns about ongoing bullying. Despite multiple complaints to the school's staff principal, Dr. Kiyu Train Yugain, the family alleges that no effective action has been taken to address harassment. They're now calling for a meeting resignation, citing her refusal to meet them and resolve the issue. The press conference is today at the elementary school. Community members and activists are concerned about respect to attend and voice their support. The school's response, as of now, there's no response. It said how it's ongoing challenge addressing racial bullying. And as you know, we have been focusing on bullying throughout all the years. That's why I created Stop Bullying Speak Up on Facebook to help you share your stories. You know, to share your stories, and it set examples and goals to say, hey, you know, bullying is wrong. That's what leads to school shootings. But this principal right here is the one that is the one that's going to be resigning. I mean, she may sit there and deny, like, oh, you know, I met with the family, but the family may sit there and say, no, she has not. It's like an all-out brawl, an all-out argument here, you know. It's bullying that we've been focusing on for years. And just hours ago, from the Boulder Daily Camera, there has been a bunch of bullying. But that's got that figured out. And now we go on to West News Magazine, to where bullying continues. And you know, school websites will create reported bully pages on their websites, and so far it hasn't worked because no one cares. So what do? Always remember this: telling is not tattling. If you go to someone in authority, that's not tattling. That is your best friend helping you out. The bullies may say something 30 times, but the victims repeat it 10,000 times. If we have to play one of these ad councils to help explain better, maybe we should.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Aww, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork, loser. Here, let me help you with that.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. For you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one...
Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
There's an organization website to help you out, but nobody wants to be a tattletale. Telling is not tattling. What does that phrase mean? That means if you're being, like, you see someone being bullied, you go someone up in authority, that's not tattling. That's letting them know what's going on. There's even more of these bullying ads. Stop bullying ads. Remember this one?
Hi, I'm Boss Rudin. Cartoon Network and I want you to help end bullying. Hey, new kid, being a bully is unacceptable. Being the victim, not cool either. Stop, man. Move, but getting help. Mr. S, finish up outside. Come on, let's go down. That's the right thing to do. Bye. Stop. If you're standing by, speak up. Yeah. You can make a difference. What's trying to happen yet? You okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Together, we can end bullying. Stop bullying, speak up. For more info, go to stopbullying.speakup.com.
It's a good website to go to. There are ways you can do this. Even if you see someone being bullied, you just walk away from it like, I ain't touching that. You have to be more than a bystander. And this week's Second Look is going to be a story of bystanders. You know, people who don't want to do anything but to sit there and ignore them. It's a little experiment developed by college experts who understand all about bystanders. That's when the bullying goes into effect because nobody wants to deal with it. That's all for this edition of Give Me a Break Monday. We'll see you going into Tuesday. We'll see you again for Give Me a Break Wednesday. For all of us here at YouTube, give me a break. Stop bullying. Speak up. Concentration, not strength. No jaywalking. Take care of yourself and each other.